Now we need to do the equipment prep for the beef short ribs. We're going to get out our braiser. If you don't have one of these, a deep skillet will work, or you can even use a skillet on the stove and then transfer to another dish, roaster or something like that that you can cover. The important part is you need to be able to put liquid in it, and you need to be able to cover it. That cover can be foil. We're going to put some clarified butter in here. Clarified butter, because it is missing the dairy solids, has a very high smoke point, and so it's going to work very well in this high heat application. We have the braiser. We are also going to need the lid so that we can cover the short ribs when they go in the oven. The last piece of equipment prep for the beef short ribs is to prepare our liquid. Part of braising is having a liquid to go in with the meat when it goes in the oven. So we are going to get that together. 2 cups of liquid should be good enough. We only need to go up about halfway up the side of the piece of meat. We are going to start with 2/3 of a cup of red wine. If you use alcohol, it should be a dark beer or a red wine typically. The important thing is do not go over 1 cup of liquid. It's just too much alcohol. We're also going to add some Worcestershire sauce to this, as much as a tablespoon. That should be good. Alright, and finally, we're going to top it off with some stock. This is a little beef stock that I have in the fridge, and if that doesn't get us to 2 cups, which we're close, but just to finish it off, I have a little chicken stock as well that's just sitting in there. Alright, we've got our 2 cups of liquid, and that completes the equipment prep for braised beef short ribs. We are going to prep the protein, our braised beef short ribs here. We're going to do that by rinsing them in a little cool water. Just take them very lightly, rub the flesh. Yep, rub that flesh. Grab a couple more paper towels to dab the top and the sides. Really make sure to get them dry. Now that we have rinsed and dried our beef short ribs, we need to season them. We're going to do some salt, and pepper, okay, now I'm going to grab some tongs. I'm going to flip them over, and I'm also going to get rid of the paper towel. At this point, we don't really need it anymore. Okay. Put that down the trash hole. Finish seasoning. Salt and pepper on the other side. Alright, and that is how we finish prepping the protein for braised beef short ribs. We are ready to start cooking the short ribs. We have prepped them and rinsed them, salt and pepper. We have some clarified butter in the pan. Optional is to have a splatter guard such as this one. You can see they do get a little bit messy. They don't prevent everything, but they do help cut down on the amount of splatter that comes out of the pan. We are going to be using high heat, so step 1 is to turn the stove on high heat, and we are going to set our timer for 3 minutes. We're going to put the beef short ribs in the pan. This is going to make some noise. It's going to splatter, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. Now the key here is put them in and then leave them alone for 2 minutes. Set a timer. Okay. We're going to flip these guys. Perfect. All the little brown bits on the bottom are beautiful flavor. If this sticks to the pan, you probably don't have the heat up high enough. And it's not quite done. When it's ready to turn, it will release itself. 2 more minutes. Okay, our timer has gone off, so we're going to turn the heat off. We're going to remove our splatter guard. And as you can see, we've got some more just beautifully browned meat here. So much flavor, that's going to be delicious. Now we need to deglaze the pan. Now remember, we have turned off the heat. Especially with gas, that's very important. This is going to spatter some. It's going to make some smoke. Alright, now we want to make sure we get all of the flavor off of the bottom of this. You can get a scraper or you can just grab the meat and jerk it around. You just want to clear off all the little flavor bits that are stuck to the bottom, and you'll feel when it resists and when they release, and that feels pretty clean to me. And as you can see here, we've got liquid about halfway up the side of our meat. I'm going to park this. We're going to cover this guy and slip it in the oven and set our timer. This is going to be in the oven for a total of 180 minutes. If, like me, your timer only goes to 90 minutes, then you'll have to set it in 2 waves. Set your timer and enjoy the rest of that glass of wine. Alright folks, it is time for the big reveal on the braised beef short ribs. Oh, these things are delicious. Now, a word of caution. I have burned myself so many times on the handle because it's been sitting in a 350-degree oven for hours, so I don't know why, in my mind, I don't remember that it's hot. But do not touch this without protection. It hurts. We're going to take the lid off. Now this thing is going to be very dirty, I should note. You just wash it, it'll be fine. You can see how beautiful this beef looks. Going to grab a plate. And I'm going to put this guy on here so you can see just how beautifully this is going to pull apart. You can serve this with confidence with a simple butter knife, because you'll be able to stick in the fork and pull the meat away just beautifully. Oh, that's delicious. Enjoy these beef short ribs. They are delicious.